Welcome back to eSIM Studios. This is eSIM Studios podcast, episode number 50, the big 50. I'm a little off basis here. Do apologize. I have not uploaded or streamed anything in the last 2 days. It feels like it's been a year. When you're used to streaming every day and you miss 2 days, it seems like forever. But it is for a reason. I got something very special up my sleeves for everybody. Got to not to let the cat out of the bag yet, but working on and developing 2 new websites and applications. So never done that before. So I've had websites before, but nothing like this. It's a big project. So, and it'll be in one of the websites, well, actually both, but one of them will be a site that y'all can use every single day. So it'll be it's going to be really cool. So I've been developing that in the background, and that's been taking up a large majority of my time. But first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Walter A. How you doing, sir? I followed you on Instagram. I saw you followed me, so I went ahead and followed you right back. On today's episode, and we will get to it shortly, we have the unboxing of the Nothing Phone 2A. They overnighted it, and it was delivered here just a little while ago. So we will unbox this. We will get our first impressions. It looks like a beautiful freaking phone. So I have the phone 2 here. We can compare. Now, if you're watching this, we're just going to do the unboxing today. But trust me, my days are going to be completely filled up with trying to finish out this website, applications, and then full of testing, right? So, first of all, I would like to give a shout out to Google Fi. They sponsor the live stream, the podcast, and that's one of the few carriers here in the United States that does work on the 2A. Right, T-Mobile is almost fully working. I think out of all of the bands that the modem has in frequencies that the Nothing Phone 2A has, I think T-Mobile covers like 13 out of 15 or 12 out of 15, something like that. It's a lot. So, and Google Fi runs on T-Mobile towers and service. So Google Fi will work with this device. You can get the device and Google Fi for less than $400. That's a no-brainer. I would like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening and watching in India, in Pakistan. Now, actually, it comes from the audio version of what I'm recording right now. So, just to take you a little bit behind the scenes, every episode that whether it comes from a live stream or whether it comes from pre-recorded, uploaded content, everything I put here on YouTube, everything, again, whether it's a live stream or it's a pre-record, I take the audio form, the MP3 form, and I upload that to my podcast feed. And I was just notified last night. It's apparently very popular in India. Let me show you what I'm talking about. In Pakistan, check this out. I got proof. They sent me the report. Where is it? Right here. So, podstatus.com. At first I didn't believe them. It is a legit site, and I went and checked it out for myself. I had no idea that the podcast, the audio form, was that popular, especially in India of all places. But honestly, I was looking at my YouTube analytics. We have a ton of viewers in India and in Pakistan and the Philippines. I'm sorry, but we do have a ton of watchers and listeners in India. So our audio form, now you can get our podcast on any platform. Apple Podcasts. Now this is specifically Apple Podcasts, but you can get us on Spotify. You can get us on Apple Podcasts. You can get us on iHeart Radio app. You can get us on Amazon Music app. You can get us on Google Podcasts. You can get us on Pocket Casts, the app. Anywhere you can get your an audio form of a podcast, just simply search eSIM Studios and we will pop up. So we are trending in Pakistan and in the Philippines, and with a ton of viewers in India as well. So kind of took me by surprise, but I do want to thank everybody for watching, for listening. Spotify is cool because you can actually watch the video, right? While you have two choices when you choose our show on Spotify. You can watch the show like you are right now here on YouTube, or you can simply just choose to listen to the audio version of it while you're cutting the grass or washing your car or at work or whatever. So very cool there. So those numbers are shooting way up. So I just want to thank everybody, and let's get into it. Now, before we do the unboxing for this, I know everybody's gonna want to see this. I wanted to get a couple of stories real quick. I promise it won't take a long time. Real quick. So let me remove this. So we had been talking quite a bit about the upcoming Samsung foldables, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Z Fold 6 are going to unveil here probably in the next couple of months. And there's been talks of, we know that there's two foldable, not foldable. We know that there's two fold models. Now, the Flip is like the clamshell, like an alligator mouth. Let's set that one to the side. But this year, Samsung, basically, they haven't confirmed it, but sources and rumors have that they're going to release two book-style foldables. So they'll actually have three foldables total. But we did not know if it was going to be a ultra model or if it was going to be a cheaper FE model of the Fold, right? And it looks like as we get closer to launch date, I think we have a good idea of what they have in store for us. Let me share the screen right here. It looks like they're going to release a cheaper FE version of it. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Foldables are pretty delicate. I mean, look, I've unfortunately broken a display on a a Z Flip 4. It just dropped, less than I think it dropped a couple of feet, and it was on our inside our flooring in the home. It wasn't even outside on the concrete. Screen broke. And it had a case on it, right? So these foldables are very, very delicate. If anybody is interested in getting one, I would strongly suggest, if you do, to get insurance. Now, here's another side note. The insurance for foldables, if you go through Samsung, is more expensive. Not drastically. It's more expensive for a foldable than it is for a regular candy bar type phone. I believe the insurance I'm paying on my Samsung S24 Ultra is $11. $11 a month. Now, for a foldable, I think it's $14 for the Flip. And that's full coverage. That's loss and damage. And I think for the Fold series, I think that jumps up to $17 a month for insurance. But I would not get another foldable unless I had insurance. I'll just put it that way. I strongly suggest you get insurance. Now, what are they going to skip out on? Right? If they release a foldable, look, and did y'all see the price? Look at that. less than 8. Are you serious? That's going to be awesome. In fact, if they launch a Z Fold 6 FE for $799, that might win the phone of the year right there, because this foldable is damn near $2,000 brand new. Now it's less. I think retail's like $18.99, but of course you have to pay taxes. Almost $2,000 for this thing. So they're cutting what, 60%, 65% off of this device, right? So the Unpacked event where they release them is in July. And they will be releasing 3: the Fold 6, the Flip 6, and now a budget-friendly FE. Now, there were some reports that when we were thinking the Ultra model was going to be released, that it was going to come with an S Pen. And I was thinking, that would be great. That would be awesome. The current Z Fold 5, the current model, supports S Pen usage, compatibility. However, it does not come with an S Pen. This year, there were rumors that the Fold 6 Ultra, not the regular Fold 6, the Fold 6 quote-unquote Ultra was going to come with an S Pen, because kind of putting 2 and 2 together, the Ultra for the S series comes with an S Pen. Now, but obviously that's obviously not the case. They might be putting that in their back pocket and saving it for another year or two to release it down the line. But if you release an Ultra on top of the already expensive Z Fold 6, what's the price going to be out the door? If the Z Fold 6 costs like $18.99, $2,000 out the door, you're telling me a Z Fold 6 Ultra is going to be like $2,200? Really? I think. And look, even if you I know a lot of people put them on their payment plans with their carriers, or even finance through Samsung. That's still a lot of money. That's still what, per month. I mean, as of a few years ago, $20-$30 at the most was actually $30 was on the high end, expensive end of paying for a device every month. Now they're double that. So let's say $2,400 after taxes, and then you're over 20. That's $100 a month on top of your service. So you'd be paying. God, that's crazy. Yeah, there's no way. I think Samsung's doing the right thing. I think if they make an Ultra model for the Fold, they're just going to shoot themselves in the foot. Their Fold 6 is already top. Well. I personally, I'm not going to get into it. They'll say that for another day. I think this is a phenomenal. It does not really make sense to me. I was thinking, I can think of two or three things right off of the bat that would be a negative, or that would discourage potential buyers from purchasing a Z Fold 6 Ultra. And I can think of 2 or 3 things automatically that would encourage or entice potential consumers to purchase a Z Fold 6 FE. Number one, the price. I mean, it's $1,000 off of its big brother, right? Now I say big brother, but they should be about the same size. We have not gotten any renders yet. I think it's probably going to be the same size. It's just going to have older technology on there. When I say older tech, what? Yes. No. They have to cut costs somewhere. Their flagship devices get the latest and greatest hardware in them, right? And with their FE models, as you know, maybe you don't know, maybe you're first-time listeners or watchers, I don't like the FE series. I've had 1 or 2 of them, and I just don't like them. It feels like they're cutting corners. You can tell it's cheap. It's made of plastic. It's just not the same. Because when you buy, I think it was an S21 FE or S22 FE, when you buy an S22, or an S23 or even an S24, there's a certain gravitas, there's a certain aura around it that you're getting Samsung's best. This is their best device that they have to offer. When you get an FE model, it feels like you're using a mid-range. So your expectations are really high. And then when you actually start using it or use it for the first time, they fall way down because you're like, what the hell? Mine felt sluggish. Now, that's when they had 6 gigs of RAM in there. I think they put 8 now. But the hardware is not the same. They put older UFS storage in there, older RAM. They put basically cheaper parts. Look, they have to make a profit on this too, right? They're not just putting them out there for everybody to drool over. Samsung's got to make a profit. So now they're fortunate enough they manufacture many of the parts that are in their devices, but still, they got to make a profit, so they have to cut their costs into building that device. So you are going to get cheaper parts, but I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. I've never liked the Fold series. I always like the Flip, but this year, I don't know. Maybe this year's the year to get the Fold 6 FE. I would hope they come out with a Flip FE. Now I doubt they will, but who knows? Maybe in the future they'll because those are pretty popular, the Flip series, mainly because it's a foldable phone at a affordable price. But if they can undercut that by $200 with a Fold, not a Flip, a Fold, they're gonna hit a home run with that one. So if you are or have been interested in potentially getting one, well, now might be the time. Now, the best thing to do is either, once they're released, if you're not sure, look, all these, whenever you buy a new device, they always come with a return policy. I've returned tons of phones. Buy them, I'm just not feeling it. On day 13, they give you like 2 weeks, 14-day return policy, and everyone's different. I think Samsung at one point was 30 days. T-Mobile was 30 days. I've returned phones on the very last day. Just not feeling it. No harm, no foul. This might be the time. Now, I would suggest wait until the launch, although their trade-in deals are so good. That's what I was going to say. You have 2 options if you're not really sure, but you kind of want to check it out. You can wait until they're launched. You can go into Best Buy. You can go into T-Mobile. They should have them. I think Best Buy has them out before the official launch date. All right? Because here's the issue you're going to run into. And the second option is you can just buy it and then return it if you don't like it. But here's the problem. Samsung has so many good trade-in offers for those 2 weeks for the pre-order sales. And then the final launch day is at the very end of the pre-sale when all their deals go down the drain. And so it's kind of like, well, I want to buy one now so I can take advantage of these trade-in deals. But I'm not really sure if I'm going to like the foldable. It's not the same size and dimensions and look and feel as your normal phone. So it's weird. There is an adjustment phase. It takes a few weeks too. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I started using the Flips, it took me a while to at least a few weeks to know how to hold it, know how to handle it. Oh, I got to flip it open to use it, blah, blah, stuff like that. And you honestly will not know until you have one. That's why I encourage everybody to check one out, to experience it, buy one, see if you like it. And if you don't, just return it. There is an adjustment phase, I can guarantee you. It is weird, right? You having a phone that folds. I mean, look, for a lot of users, they've never had a foldable phone. Now, if you're, upper 30s like myself, when you were younger, that's the majority of the phones when, I was in high school were flip phones. No, not the, StarTAC, Motorola Razr, but I'm talking like those are really like first gen flip. No, those are second gen flip phones. Anyways, third gen flip phones were like the phones the Z Flip series with a colorful display, but those only lasted a year or two before those got phased out. But maybe some in the audience that remembers using a flip phone. But using a Fold, it's different. It's different. So we'll keep an eye on this, and I cannot wait. There should be renders coming out soon, meaning CAD renders, what it will look like, the dimensions, the colors. I'm assuming it's going to be the same size, same display, or at least it'll probably, what they're going to do to cut costs is put last year's display in there this year. Same thing, put last year's CPU in it this year. So they're basically reselling the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. They're reselling it this year as a Z Fold 6 FE, and they're selling you the new model as the base Fold 6. So take it for what you will. Still going to be nice, especially for less than $800. So when the pictures come out, I can promise you we will have them here. Okay, next story real quick before we get into the unboxing of this device. Nothing from 2A. So Apple, if you're not aware, Apple purchased, and this is a fact, we've covered it, in the year of 2023, no other tech company in the world purchased more startup AI companies, smaller companies. So in all of 2023, Apple, it's commonplace for these really big companies. And when you're talking about Apple and Google, these are the biggest companies in the world, right? I mean, we're not talking to like even McDonald's or something is a huge corporation, but Google and Apple squash McDonald's. When you have that much, it's common for bigger companies to purchase smaller companies, acquire, right? Look at what T-Mobile did with Sprint, right? It's common. Everybody knows that. Apple purchased smaller AI companies, so companies that either ex-Google employees would start or ex-Apple employees would start, artificial intelligence, and they would start them up, work on them, get this really cool idea, and then they found a niche in the AI sector, and then the businesses would do well. Apple's not going to purchase any shitty company. Apple purchased more startup AI smaller companies than any other company in the world last year. So this news kind of surprised me. I'm going to be honest. This news kind of surprised me, and I think I know why. So Apple, we were all in anticipation for Apple to release some sort of artificial intelligence on the upcoming iPhone 16 series. Every other manufacturer is getting into the AI race, as dumb as it is, and sometimes I see some dumb stuff. Or a lot of it's just annoying, right? AI this, AI that, and truthfully, not all of it. I guess technically most of it is AI, but it's kind of like, is that life changing? No, but let's put that to the side. Even Motorola, and I was going to cover their new flagship device that they're going to release. And I was like, you know what? It's a Motorola. Really? I don't know. If y'all want me to, I will, but it's a Motorola. I don't think that'll get too much attention. However, that's not the point. Motorola is even now putting artificial quote unquote intelligence applications built into the software, built into the phone, machine learning. So if Apple's getting passed up by Motorola in the AI race, yeah, something's wrong with that picture, right? So Apple, we all thought that Apple's going to have some big bang AI announcement when they launched their new iPhone 16 series in September, but again, this news kind of took me by surprise. So Apple is in talks with Google to let Google Gemini power, be the driving force, be the brains behind the operation in all of the future iPhone AI features and in services. Huh. Interesting, right? Yeah. The two companies that battle in so many different aspects and ways obviously do business together. Google has by far, I'm not going to say they're leading the AI race or the AI industry in America or anywhere in the world, but if they're not leading, they're right up there, right? So you got a couple of other big name AI, and this is on, now look, Google's doing it mostly on the software side. OpenAI, mostly on the software side, the creators and founders of ChatGPT. But Google's starting to get into the hardware AI as well with their quantum computers, but that's a whole nother story. This kind of took me by surprise. Now, the reason why I think it's going this route is because Apple's simply not ready. So I don't know why they purchased like over 30 AI startup companies last year. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. Maybe they were in an easy sale. These AI startups were like, oh yeah, we could, yeah. Who knows? But clearly they're not ready. If Apple was ready for AI, they would put it in the phone. We would not see this headline. So Apple's having to lean on Google for their artificial intelligence. Now, for all the iPhone users out there, look, it's certainly, something to get excited about. But like I said earlier, it's not earth-shattering, cool stuff, right? This is not going to change your life, at least not yet. In the future, it definitely will, but I still don't think we're there yet. Man, this last 18 months, just AI just shot off like a rocket into outer space, right? But I don't think we've just barely scratched the surface of AI. These are just little features you can do on your phone. The real impact of artificial intelligence is when it's going to incorporate you in your home, you in your vehicle, you doing work. When it encapsulates all the aspects of your life, of your daily life, or even when you're sleeping. That's when it's earth shattering. That's when it's life changing. These are little features you do on your phone. So it is what it is. But I'll be interested to see what specific features they do bring to the iPhone. I think I know they'll have the circle to search and a couple of other things. Maybe what do they do? The eraser, magic eraser, stuff like that. They'll bring to the iPhone. It'll be interesting to see if Google negotiates, because with these deals, they negotiate all these deals. So Google, I was going to say, what if somewhere in the boot animation or somewhere in the software, in the settings, it'll say powered by Google, right? Apple AI powered by Google, powered by Google Gemini. That can be negotiated, right? All that stuff is negotiable. But I would like to see that, right? I would like to have that a screenshot, and then I would save it as my wallpaper on my desktop and on all of my phones. For sure. Okay. Let's get into this. I think that was it. I know there was one other story I wanted to get into, but I just don't think I have the time. Let's see here. Let me go to headlines. Oh, hello. That's what I was going to talk about. The Google Pixel 8. The Google Pixel 8 just made a stop at the FCC building and headquarters. Why did the new Pixel 8A stop at the FCC? Well, every new device and or I guess every new electronic device that gets sold here in the States that emits some sort of frequencies has to get certified by the government of the United States just to make sure it's safe for everybody to use, right? There's no interference with other electronic devices and it's safe for us to use. Well, luckily for us, all that information is made public, right? And even better, that gives us a good idea of when it's going to be launched, because these phone manufacturers know this, that the information is public, and the average person's not going to see this, it'll go right over their head. But people like you and I, we can go find this info and figure out what kind of specs it has, what the hardware is inside, the dimensions of it, everything about it, most everything will be in these documents, and they're for public usage, right? So these manufacturers know that these records are released and they're public, so they do it right before the launch. Now, these manufacturers know if a device of theirs that they put together is going to pass or fail. Google's put out so many phones, they know what'll pass, what'll fail. Apple knows what will pass, what will fail. Samsung knows if a device will pass or fail. So what they'll do, they know it's going to pass, so they'll submit it to the FCC literally right before launch date, maybe less than a month, right? Just because they want it, they don't want too much to get leaked out. Well, we got this one here now. So traditionally the A series, in which we have a phone 2A, we're going to open up after this story, I promise. The A series traditionally is released around Google I/O. It's like their big keynote, their yearly butt kissing conference where, oh, look what we did last year and here's what we're going to do this year moving forward. And they say, oh, bravo, oh, that's a, it's stuff like that. They just, and a lot of it's cool. I watch them because I'm a nerd, but the average person, very boring. But Google always releases hardware around Google I/O. That some years they released the Google router, some years they released tablet, the Nexus tablet, some years the other devices. But the A series has traditionally always been at Google I/O, while their flagship devices are released later in the fall, around Halloween, late October. So the 8A was just stopped by the FCC. Let me share this with you real quick. So here we go. This year, what's different? A little bit of the design's different, right? A little bit of the design, and then we also got let's see, they're going to release it in 200 and they're going to have a 256 gig storage variant for everybody. Their A series has always been in 128 gig storage, and this year they're going to give people an option to do 256. Okay. The Vietnam leaked. People in Vietnam leaked the Pixel again. I believe they manufacture them in Vietnam. Maybe somebody walked out with one in their pocket, I'm assuming. So Google's next A series device is going to have the Tensor G3 chip in there, the same CPU as the Pixel 8 Pro, and it will feature a 6.1 inch display. It's pretty small. Now it's right around the size of last year's model, the 7A. They are expecting a price increase. Now, why would they increase the price? It was supposed to be mid-range. Well, if you're going to increase the storage, if you do increase a couple of components inside the device, guess what? If you raise your costs, you got to raise the cost for the consumer. Not always, but you know, if you're trying to make a profit, you will. So, May 14th is the launch date for the Pixel 8a, and we will have to see if that is the case. I believe it is. By the way, never mind. Okay. Any more pictures? I don't see any. All right, let's get into the unboxing. Let's get in. Let's unbox this thing. So let me move my camera. Let's see here. Let me move my camera. Now, I'm going to release, after this live stream is done, typically, here's what I do some of the time. What I'll do is I'll do a live stream, and like I did 3 stories, and typically I'll do 3 or 4 stories. But what I'll do when I'm done with the live stream is I'll go back and cut out those stories individually and then release those. I'll upload those, that edited part where it's just the story about the Pixel 8a or just the unboxing of the Nothing Phone 2a. So after this is done, well, I'm going to still record this right now with y'all, but when it's done, I'm going to cut the part out where I do the unboxing and then upload that on YouTube. So you can just click that and watch it, so you don't have to go through or try to fast forward or try to find the time. No, I'll upload it, and it'll be a regularly uploaded video with its own thumbnail and everything. So look at this real quick. So the Nothing Phone 2a, Mr. Carl Pay. I did add Nothing and Carl Pay here in this video. I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to see this phone. I got it right here. We're gonna open it up here in just a second, but check his tweet out. So Mr. Pay says, Phone 2a is selling better than expected. Whoa. And we expect to face stockouts, meaning sold out, in the next few weeks. If you need it soon, please lock in your order the next 7 to 10 days to avoid any delays. Let me tell you, I got this in 1 day. So if you want one ASAP, I got the links and you can get it right here. I'm not getting any kickbacks. They off this video. No affiliate links. Let me just. They did send me this, but I'm not getting paid off of if you buy the phone or not. So check this out. So here's the deal. We went over our previous video. I need to cut that up and I will include that in a future release because I'm going to put a SIM card in here and I'm going to test it out. This is sold in America. Don't get it twisted. They say not so being whatever. They are selling it here. I am in the United States and this is their website, and you can go choose your order, black, white, with a case or without a case. Now, if you're in America and you purchase this phone here, there is no 8 gig 128 model. There's just one choice, black or white. There's one storage variant in either black or one storage variant in white. It's a 12 gig 256 for $349. Now, that is a freaking steal. Side note, I don't know why I'm whispering. Maybe it's because we're sponsored by Google or Google Fi, but I'd rather have this than the A series. Not the 2A, the Pixel 8a. But I'm going to link this in the description. Simply click buy here. Boom. There you go. And they will overnight it to you. Or I don't know if they'd overnight it to you, but I think 2 days, I think. Because mine was shipped over the weekend, but basically took a day. So, all right. Let me switch up the cameras. Well, I have a camera. Check this out. I have a camera set up. I just got to move the microphone. So I have another camera, watch. There we go. Boom. And then I can go to full screen. I think, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Okay. Let's go ahead and get this open. Moving the mic. I'm moving the mic. Okay. Y'all should be able to hear me just fine. Okay. We have here the Nothing Phone 2A. I was very, very excited when we got the news that they were going to release an A series device. Now, it came with some disappointment. I think a few weeks, or actually it was maybe a couple months later. Maybe, I think we found out, what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that, whatever, that they were going to release an A series. We found out 1 month ago that it was not going to be released in the US. Oh, damn it. What a bummer. So I thought I was going to have to grab one on eBay. Thankfully enough, they sent me one. So very, very appreciative of Mr. Pei and the Nothing Company. I am a very strong supporter of the Nothing devices. Now, I missed out on the Phone 1. The developer program was available for us here in the United States. However, I was a procrastinator, and I was like, I'll buy one. I'll get one. I loved it. The first minute I saw it, I was like, I gotta get that. Fell in love with the design from the very first series. And I procrastinated. When I was finally ready to pull the trigger, I went on their website to purchase the Phone 1, and it was sold out. So I said, not this time. I'm going to make sure I jump on it and get one. So got the Phone 2A here. Now, this is the Phone 2 in my right hand with that's turned on in the 2A. So we got the flagship model and the A series model here. And we will compare, should be relatively similar in size. So let's go ahead and see what we got inside the box here. Now, this is not some exorbitant box, and well, I guess it's average size. I shouldn't say that. Look, check it out. Their first box was like a square foot. It was like 12 inches wide, or 12 inches long by 12 inches wide. So that's why when I got this, I was like, pretty small box. But I was thinking about it just right now. I was like, you know what? My S24 Ultra came in a box the same size. So let's see. I know I can rip it right here, but I don't want to rip it. Does this have plastic on it? It does not. No plastic cellophane. As you can tell, the knife goes in there nice and easy. I guess that's the only way to open it, huh? Well, I guess we'll go ahead and do it. There's the tab. And here is the device. Got quite a different camera setup. Let's see, is that all that comes in there? No, I chose this one. I chose it without the case. That they gave me an option, and I told them, nah, I don't need the case. Just send the phone, and there you go. So, welcome to nothing. Well, isn't this exciting? Moments like this are why we are here. That's anticipation to get started, to unlock something new. Thank you for being a part of our world. Here, your voice can be heard and your creativity celebrated. Use with nothing on Instagram and X for a chance to be featured. Trust and believe. I will hashtag a clip of this unboxing with hashtag with nothing. And it says, help build the future by joining nothing.community. I am a member and probably need to get on there a little more than I have been, but very cool website, very cool small niche community. If you love technology, if you're a nerd like I am and you love technology but design, you're gonna love this phone, these phones, because that's what nothing is. They are technology based, but they're doing things with phenomenal designs. Just absolutely phenomenal designs. Okay, I'll shut up. I know what y'all are thinking. I'll shut up and open this up. So it does come with... Ooh, nice. It does come with... Oh, I was going to order one of these, honestly, and I'm glad I did not. Look at this. Those are cool because they're like see-through. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's see what else we got. I'm assuming there's no charger, obviously, but I'm assuming you get... Oh, cool. You get a SIM ejector. Now, see what I mean about their designs? I'm trying to find the right word to describe it, but I really can't. They're just... It's different, but a good different. Right? So I have a see-through SIM tray ejector right there. Put that aside. Believe that's it. No charger, but that's normal, unfortunately. You got your little safety book nobody reads. And I think that is it. Cool. Now, let's open this sucker up. Wow. I love this design, man. Whoa. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. I don't think I definitely have never had a phone, obviously this, but there's something else, and I think I know what it is. There's something else different with this phone. That other phones just don't have. Beautiful design. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a combination of a couple things. Look at the back here. So here's why immediately right off the bat, it feels like no other phone I've ever used. Not even this phone. It does not even feel like the Phone 2. The Phone 2 is considerably heavier than the 2A. Now, this is a flagship phone, right? It's got a metal mid-frame, the metal border all the way around, and this is not. But look, this is white all the way around. Because most phones have a metal mid-frame, like your Samsung devices, your iPhones, the OnePlus phones all have the metal border. Like the brushed aluminum metal border. This is painted. This is white. So right off the bat, that's my first thing I noticed. Second thing I noticed, how light it is. It feels like I'm holding a paper plate in my hand, like it's very light, very light. And the other thing that right off the bat is the curved edges on the back make this a joy to hold in the hand. Huh. Absolute. Fits in your hand perfectly. Now, look at the back here. See how it's, now this is a completely flat back, but do you see how the sides are curved? The right angle, right? Where the right angle where the back meets the side, they meet at a point. Well, instead of a point, it's curved, so it just fits in your hand perfectly. So you got a microphone up top. You have a microphone at the bottom. There you go. That's the SIM tray ejector. USB Type-C power. Speakers. Power button here. I love how they went opposite contrast, opposite color, and put the black buttons in there. I love how they did that. Again, we just mentioned there's that mic up top, and then on the right side, you've got the power down and the volume down, volume up, and you have 250 megapixel shooters, 250 megapixel camera sensors on the back, same as the phone 2, 50 and 50. And here's another thing that's similar. The 32 megapixel front-facing selfie camera is the same one that's on the phone 2. So should be a very nice experience. It's very light. Absolutely love it. What do you know? This comes with a screen protector. This is very important information. Not many people are going to tell you this. But you hear it here on eSIM Studios. We cover all the fine details that you are interested in. This comes with a screen protector. Companies used to do this years ago, and even Samsung, right? Samsung, no, I don't think Apple's ever done that, but Samsung, they used to come with screen protectors, OnePlus, everybody basically for a good 3-4 years, I'd say about 3 years, and then they just stopped doing it, and it's been that way for the last few years, right? But this one, now it's a film, it's not glass, it's film, but look. You see it? Cool. Can't even tell it's on the phone. Now there is a little different white, right? Or the color is a little different. Now the official color for this is milk, right? Like a cream color. So the official color for this is milk. The official name for the black one is black, but this is the milk color for the 2A, and this is white for the 2. So you can tell there is a slightly different shade in color with the 2A on the left and the 2 on the right. Should be the same. This has a 6.7 inch display, 6.7 inch display. If y'all can give me just a moment, I have to open the door. Hang on. Same size. Basically the same dimensions. Right, look. You know what? I'm gonna get to something here in just a second. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. What is going on? What is up? Also, we have. Can I share? Let's see. I cannot share my Instagram browser, but Freedom Kev joined us. Who else? Lele J80 and All I'm They joined us. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a beautiful phone, Kev. It's a beautiful phone, and I'm gonna get with you on our little side thing. Here short. I've been so busy. I'm creating, in the process of creating 2 websites, and also the application versions of those websites. So I've been very busy, but yes, I got you, and I'll get with you when this live is done. Let's go ahead real quick, and let me go ahead and turn it. Oh, I was gonna say, you know what I think? You know what I think they did, and this is not a negative. This is not. I don't think it's a bad thing. In fact, it's actually probably a smart thing, especially business wise. It's so similar to the phone 2 as far as all the ports. All the ports are the same. Look, everything lines up, everything matches up. So the SIM ejectors are right there, the SIM trays sit right there, the microphones sit right there, the USB-C plugs sit right here, the speakers sit right here. The volume down, volume up are in the same spot. The microphones are in the same spot. The power buttons are in the same spot. Now, the only thing different, well, I should say only thing, but visually wise, the only thing that's different is the camera placement, right? But they're the same size. Now, this one's lighter. The 2A is lighter, right? Because it has less metal in it. This one's heavier. But you know what I think they did? Here's what I think nothing did. And again, it's not a negative. In fact, was probably the smart play. I think this was, if it wasn't a prototype for the 2, it was certainly a alternate design for the phone 2, meaning like this design was probably in the running for, because these phones are constructed and planned for years in advance, right? So the phone 2 has probably been in the works for the last few years, and I think this is what they did. I think the phone 2, meaning the design, minus with the camera. Well, no, I think this very could well of, if they did not release this, meaning they could have settled on this being for the phone 2. Now, it has a different processor, yes, and I think the UFS storage is a model older, right? But I think this was a candidate for the phone 2. And when they were thinking about putting out an A series, a little cheaper series, they were like, well, why don't we just put out the Design X or Design Y for the A series? Because I'm sure they had all the schematics already there. They had all the prototypes already there, because they manufacture a number of prototypes, and they actually use them. They pass them around in the boardroom meetings, and they go home with them. They use them, see if they like them, and so they can get their feedback, right? So I think this was a candidate for the phone 2 that they just released for the phone A, for their A series. And again, that's completely fine. They look beautiful. Let me go ahead and turn this on. Now, I might take that screen protector off. It doesn't get too... let me can I turn on my flashlight? Let me see where my camera battery is at. Yeah, I can. Hang on. Yeah, it didn't really give that good of a look, huh? There's a little light. That's a good thumbnail picture right there. I will have to snapshot that. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn this on and see what the glyphs look like. Here's your boot animation. It's so light. It feels like you're holding a piece of paper in your hand, honestly. And maybe it's because I'm used to holding the S24 Ultra. I'm using that as my daily driver. So maybe that is why this feels like a piece of paper. But it's very light. Even compared to the 2 here on the side, very, very light. So we're going to skip the mobile network. I do have Google Fi, but I'm actually, the overhead camera is the S24 Plus, and it's got my Google Fi SIM card in there. But I am going to do, don't worry, I'm going to do a bunch of videos. I'm going to test service, because that's the number one, probably the number one concern with this device, if you're in the United States, is the service. Because Verizon, I think there's one 4G band and one 2G band that work on this with Verizon. So that's basically unusable, right? AT&T, I think there's like 2 or 3 bands, meaning cell towers, they have different frequencies they send to your phone. 4G has like 3 or 4 bands. Each 3G, 4G, and 5G each have 2 to 3 bands, right? Maybe 4. And AT&T, out of those, total of 8 or 10 bands, only 2 of them work for AT&T. So that's kind of not really usable. You can if you really want to. But T-Mobile, out of the 10 bands that they offer, I think this covers, out of the 8 or 9 bands T-Mobile offers to its mobile service subscribers here in the United States, this covers most of them. I think it's missing one 5G and one 4G band, but it picks up the other 2, right? Other 2 or 3. And the main one, the number one, their biggest frequency with the 5G, their newest, most powerful 5G frequency, this picks it up. So you should not have any issues. Maybe if you're out somewhere, outside of the city somewhere, you may have cellular issues, but here in America, if you're in a major metropolitan area, you shouldn't have any issues. Now, T-Mobile works for this. I'm going to put my password in off camera. T-Mobile works with this, as well as all of the smaller MVNOs that run on T-Mobile service. So Google Fi will work perfectly with this. I had a list on our last live stream of, you can Google it now. Visible runs on Verizon, that will not work. Right now, Metro by T-Mobile, obviously Metro will work on here. Mint Mobile will work on here. What else? We can Google your carrier. If you're not sure of what carrier you have, just Google it. So if you have Visible, you can, who owns Visible, or whose service does Visible use, and Verizon will pop up. But here's a good deal. You can basically get this phone, right? Because it's only $349, and you can get 1 month of service with Google Fi for like $20. So you can basically get this phone service for less than $400. That's a steal. This is just, unless something drastic happens, like it gets very sluggish, which I don't expect, or the cameras are just utter trash, which I don't expect, I would not recommend this phone. But I have a feeling it's going to be buttery smooth and the cameras are going to be suitable. Look, it's not going to compare and compete with the S24 Ultra, right, with the iPhone 15 Pro, but I think they'll be good enough to use, right? I think it's good enough to snap pictures and send to your sister, right? Or take a little funny video and send it to your dad, right? Oh, a Corvette drove by, something like that. Send it. I think this would be perfectly fine. Yeah, screw it. Now, if you purchase it in the United States, oh, by the way, shame on me. If you're interested, if you really want this phone, and maybe you have Visible, which is Verizon, which will not work on here, come on over to Google Fi. Myself, a number of our subscribers are using Google Fi, and everybody loves it. I mean, I haven't really had anybody say they dislike it. I get phenomenal service. It's cheap. I pay as you go, right? Pay for what you use. Come on over to Google Fi. We have a link in our video description. That'll get you a discount. And the plans start as low as $20 a month. Can't beat it. You really can't. And you do everything from the Google Fi app. So easy. You can get an eSIM. You can get a physical SIM. Whatever you want. So, here in the United States, they sell it under the quote-unquote developer program. Now, I think that's a cover. Just because, for whatever reason, the MediaTek chip that's in here, the modem in there doesn't pick up all of the US frequencies, which we just got done discussing. So I think they had to use a cover, right? And I think they're like, well, we'll just sell it under a quote-unquote developer program, right? And that's one of the things I was interested in finding out right now. Does this have to run on their beta program? Let's find out. So these are pre-selected. The Experience Improvement Program. I think that's a new one. I don't really think I've heard of it mentioned that way. User Experience Program. The program collects product usage data to improve our products without infringing upon privacy. No, thank you. System Stability Program. Join the System Stability Program to help us troubleshoot Nothing OS faster. I might leave that on. And then Nothing notifications, I'm leaving that on. Actually, you know what? Hold up. So if you want more in-depth coverage, it's all right there. It says, so they collect user behavior data, configuration data, statistics. Nah, I'll pass on that one, but I'll do the other one. So I like how they have everything nice and neat right here, because some of the other ones are so long, like they're like pages long, you just don't even want to read. This one's easy to. This data will not be associated with any personal identification recognition. Okay, so they're not gonna. You can stop sharing through the following methods. Okay, so this has nothing to do with the software as far as beta stuff. So I'm gonna deselect. I'm not gonna select that second one. I am gonna do notifications. And my cat, I got to attend to here. Yes, I know how to use the phone. Hang on. All right, where were we? We definitely want that activated. Now, I'm going to go with the, I want to go with the default Android because that's what I like. But I know everybody wants to see the nothing theme. You can always switch it later in the settings. So I'm going to go with the nothing theme so everybody can see how that looks. And there you go. Now there is an update. There is a day one update in the background that I am going to download. Right now, tomorrow I got a bunch of videos in the here in the near future, starting tomorrow, releasing on here. There's a day one update for this device, so we will. I'm not going to do it here. I'm actually going to get off here in a minute, but we're going to download the update. We're going to see what's in the update. We're going to install the update. We're going to test the Google Fi. I'm going to go run some errands tomorrow, and y'all can ride along with me, and we will test the service out on here all around town and see if that is an issue, because I know that's probably the number one, minus the CPU, right? Minus the CPU, those are the two major things that may prevent people from purchasing this device. So that's why I'm here. That's why they sent me the device, is to record and put out as much information on this device as possible and just give you fair and honest reviews. I'm not gonna make this out to something it's not. If it sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. Actually, when this first came out, I did not like it, and I said, the video is still up. Actually, you can go back and check. I did not like this phone when it first came out. I just didn't. The camera sucked. The software wasn't on par to where I thought it should be. And my God, it went from a phone that I disliked to one of my favorite phones, probably of all time. It's in the top 5 for sure. I love it so much I can't get rid of it, honestly. And I hope if this even gets to half of what this is, it's a success. That's high bars. I don't think we're gonna reach this level, but it could. But we are going to record and put out the content and let you be the judge. I will record and show you my findings, and then y'all can make the decision for yourself. I'm not trying to sell. I'm not nothing's spokesman here in the United States. I just was sent a phone and I'm going to test it, right? So let's see. Experiment. So this does not have beta software. The haptics are freaking amazing on here. It's just like the phone too. The vibration motor. So let me see. Can I get these to light up for y'all before I get out of here? Damn it, man. I'll have to sign in probably to do all the good stuff. Let's see if I can do it now. That just raises or lowers the intensity of the lights on the back. It's got 3 settings: a low, a medium, and a high. And then they activate. Look, you can go in here. We'll do the I'll do the review later, but just real quick, you can set it to shine and activate on notifications. You can flip to glyph to silence the phone when it rings. You can get a text message when you call an Uber. When you have a countdown timer, that'll act as a arm on a watch. But just to be 100% clear, this is not. I just want to make sure because remember, on the phone 1, it did come installed with beta software to everybody that purchased one in the United States. This one looks like it does not have beta software. Hang on, let's see. It actually has Nothing OS 2.5.1a. What is this on? Battery's almost dead. This one has got Nothing OS 2.5.2 on the right. It's hard to see. Battery's almost dead. The display, I think the display looks better on the 2A, to be honest with you. The whites look more white on the new phone on the left, the 2A. Now, the battery's almost dead on here, so maybe trying to conserve power for the display, but the display on the left looks better. Wow. So let's see. So this one is on the phone 2 is on beta software. This is already a developer. So I will go over this tomorrow, and we will get a good idea of 321 megabytes. So it's a decent size update, right? It's gonna, damn, I can't get that to focus. It's gonna have a decent amount of stuff in here. Got bug fixes, you got general improvements, you got software enhancements, camera enhancements, right? Which I'm sure I'm gonna love. So yeah, so it's a very visually appealing device, right? My first impressions were, if you're just joining us, what's up, Bama fan? My first impressions were, wow. My second impressions were, damn, it's light. It feels like I have a piece of paper in my hand. It's very light for being a big device. And the third thing was how comfortable it is in your hand. Now, as I sit here, I think the fourth thing that I'm noticing is how nice the screen is. I'm going to charge this a little bit. We'll do comparisons tomorrow. And again, I'm going to go around town and test the service. And we'll do benchmarking. We're going to do battery tests. We got all sorts of stuff going on here. I'm going to get some case reviews to do. But yeah, so I guess that'll do it. I gotta run, but I do appreciate the time. And if you're just joining us, I think I got into this maybe about 30 minutes ago. We did the first half of the show where I did some news on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 FE and the $800 price on there. And what else did we do? Apple is actually kowtowing, bowing down to Google, and is actually in talks to let Google power the artificial intelligence on this next generation iPhone. So there's a little trolling going on there for Apple. And then what did we get? Oh, the Pixel 8a just got passed through the FCC. So that was getting close to a launch date, but bringing it back to the Phone 2a. Speaking of A series, I promise I didn't mean to do that. It just happened. I want to know if this is a better device for you, right? For the majority of people. The $349, we just got news today that the Pixel 8a, the price is going to increase to $549. Do y'all remember when didn't the 3A started at $349? If I remember right, it was under $400. I know that. And look, it's ballooned up to another $200, right? So that's a huge difference. And they're in the same class. Now the 8A gonna have a much smaller screen. 6.1? This got 6.7. Same size as this. Phone 2, same size as the S24 Plus. But very light, but $200 cheaper than the Pixel 8a. Now, yes, the Pixel will have the better camera, right? But this one looks so much nicer. But that's the decision you're going to have to make if you get the Pixel 8a or you get this, right? And it also depends on what carrier you have. As we said many times, T-Mobile should be fine, but all other carriers, now, again, if you have a Mint Mobile, Google Fi, all those little carriers that run on T-Mobile, you'll be fine. But what if you have Verizon, right? Visible, AT&T, probably not going to do so well on here. But I think I have some SIM cards laying around that I can throw in here and we can test them out. Wrapping this up, beautiful back design, but that shiny top right section right there kind of stands out. I think that's the NFC, but I'm not sure. NFC, no. I'll have to look into that more. Uh-oh. Did I have a glitch? You know what I like to do? I think the update's going to fix that. I heard somebody say on their community page that it was glitchy when they got it, and then it was they did the update and it was buttery smooth. So I'm going to download this update, and we will run this back tomorrow with obviously more news, but I'll take some camera samples here. I'll update the device. Did y'all see that? Was it a little... hang on, let me do the... It was a little glitchy, no? But look, if the update fixes that, then no harm, no foul. That's what the update's for. Alright, so I turn off and get in developer options. You hit the build model, what, 7, 8 times, and it gets you into this little secret setting page. 12 gigs. It's only using 3.3. Now, oh, cool. Look at that. You see that? I've never seen that before. A performance mode. So we're in developer options. We're in the RAM section. Developer options, and the very first option, RAM. You select that. You get your normal usage statistics, but check this out. There's a performance. Ooh, what is that? Oh, you can't change it? Oh, it's just telling you that everything's good, I guess. I thought that was a toggle. You could put it on like super fast RAM. It's supposed to have RAM expansion, but I'll have to check to see. Let's see here. What I like to do is turn off animations. That'll tell you if it gets glitchy. That's a good way to test the phones that you know may not have enough power to handle. What the hell? You can use a stylist on here. So what I like to do is, I know my S24s should not be glitchy, but on phones that are considered budget, the Pixel A series, the Motorola phones, now I guess this phone is, I go in, I turn the animations off, and then I start using the phone to see if it sluggish. Everybody's different. I like mine off. Okay, so those are off. Seems fine so far. Are y'all noticing anything? Ah, very good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so yeah, you bring up a really good point. So RAM expansion, I have it activated on all my phones now that more devices are starting, to offer that. But all of the newer flagship phones, you're correct, all have newer UFS storage, which directly correlates to the RAM expansion. So you can actually activate more RAM on your device. Now this has 256 gigs of RAM. 256 gigs of storage. And you can allocate a certain amount, I think up to 8 gigabytes of that 256, and essentially move it over to your RAM. Your device can use the extra 8 gigs from your storage as RAM random access memory. Now this has 12 gigs. Plenty, right? Plenty. But he a very good point that if this has UFS storage, 2.2, which means it may not be able to handle the at least not to the best ability, right, of the RAM expansion, because what it's doing is switching between storage devices, right? It's using some of the SSD in here to essentially act as your RAM memory. So it's constantly having to go between the two storage devices. The devices like the S24 series, they all have brand new UFS 4.0 storage. You know what kind of bummed me out? The Pixel 8 series. The Pixel 8 Pro only has UFS 3.1 or 3.0. And 4.0 has been out for a year. So, yeah, 12 gigs is more. I was only concerned about that because I didn't know if I was going to get the 8 gigs of RAM or the 12 gig version. Thank God I got the 12. Pretty nice. Actually, you know what? I don't remember seeing that. No, I didn't look for it. I guess I could search for it. So there you have experience improvement. No, that's not going to do it. Memory. Can y'all see? It's kind of fuzzy here. You know what it's doing? It's focusing in on the back. There we go. That's what we were in earlier. Son of a... Can't be so close, I guess. Memory tagging extension. Never heard of that. Makes it easier to find memory safety issues in your app and make them. Interesting. So I don't see it. RAM expansion. I was told it has it on here. Maybe it's activated once you do the software update. I'm just not sure. Wouldn't be in storage. Anyways, man, that's hard to beat. That's hard to beat for $349. It's hard to beat. So, all right, guys, I have to get up on out of here. I will check y'all later. And again, thank you to everybody in India, Pakistan, Indonesia. Where else was that? Check this out. I'm trending on on Apple Podcasts in Pakistan. And where is this? Let me take that banner off. Podcast eSIM Studios is number 32 in Apple Podcast rankings in Pakistan, the Philippines, and 132 in the Philippines. Thank you, everybody that's listening over there. I really appreciate it. I know y'all are really interested in this device, especially those of y'all in India. That's a hotspot for nothing. It's a hotspot for Google. I know Apple just opened up a huge manufacturing plant there in that part of the world. And y'all are big fans of nothing. So I will keep the content pumping for y'all. And I do appreciate y'all listening. I'm going to upload this audio version to my podcast channel right now, so you can take us anywhere you go on all podcast platforms, not just Apple. Would you say with you? Let's see. Yeah, Pixel 8 Pro is 3.1. I know, and I saw that. Like, God dang it, man. There's always something, right? There's always something. Whatever it is, there's not a perfect smartphone. There's just not. There's always something. There is always something. All right, brother. Take care. I'm going to get out of here. It looks like most everybody left anyway, so it's right around that time. So really, really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I'll get with you on the back end, and you have a good day as well. Thank you very much. For the Nothing Phone 2A, peace out.